going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and in today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing our Week 5 matchup against Tom and the San Jose Sharpedos going in to, I just said Week 5. Week 5. It's Week 5, guys. Hi, welcome to be here. Week 5 of the GBA, so if you guys are excited, be sure to leave a like on this video showing your support for the Detroit Steel Wings. We are currently 2-2 with a +9 differential, I believe. And we are looking to pick up the W this week against Tom. He has a divisional match. Tom is a fantastic battler. Knows a lot about the game, knows a lot about league format. So I'm looking very much forward to this matchup, and I think we've got a really solid team going up against him. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Alright, so Tom does have a very powerful team, which you guys will see on screen right about now. He has Celesteela, just a destructive tank. I've got an answer for it. We have like a built-in answer for it, but Celesteela, 101 attack, 103 defense, 107 special attack, 101 defense, not the fastest thing, 97 HP, very bulky mon. Very like a super fat Skarmory. Beast boost ability, obviously. Thunderous Therian, a mon that I'm very comfortable with in league format that I know how to use. 145 special attack, 101 speed with Volt Absorb. Very good mon in league format. Fast electric types are always a threat. Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is such a good Pokemon in the league format as well. It can be run offensively, specially. It can run physically offensive. It can run special defense. It can run physical defense. It can set hazards. It can do a ton of stuff that definitely help out certain teams in league format. Nidoqueen's going to be a mon that I do have to pay attention to depending on how its bulk is built. Vaporeon next up. Really nice bulk behind it. 130 HP, 95 special defense. 60 defense, nothing too crazy, but it can take a few hits, especially defensive. It can check things like, what is it that we're bringing on the team? It can pretty much 1v1 a few of our mons, depending on the set. It can Wish Pass, it has Baton Pass support. Water Absorb ability, takes out any of my Scalds. Porygon 2. Porygon 2 is Fat Space Duck, part 2, because Cresselia is Fat Space Duck. But either way, Porygon 2, 105 special attack, 95 special defense, access to Eviolite. Trace and Download are two really good abilities to have in league format. You can get a special attack boost and start firing off +1 tri-attacks without any effort. Bolt Beam coverage as well. You can also trace things like my Intimidate ability on Crocodile, should I bring it, and just kind of counteract that. Trace abilities can be very niche, but still very key in league format. His Z Captain is Azelf. 125 attack, 125 special attack, 115 speed, levitate ability. Very good mon, has access to a lot of moves, can run a lot of different Z coverage moves, which is going to be really, you got to be really careful about it. Even a Z Shattered Psyche would just be absolutely crazy. Hitmonlee, 120 attack, 110 special defense, 87 speeds, nothing too crazy in the speeds here, but Reckless, Unburden, and Limber. So he can Unburden boost, he can run Scarf Reckless, he can run Life Orb Reckless if he needs to, depending on if he has my faster threats already checked in some way for him. Crazy. Zygarde Doggo, 100 attack, Zygarde Doggo, 115 speed, 1000 arrows, outrage, base 100 attack, 115 speed. Great speeds here, good offensive typing in ground and dragon. I do have checks for it, but this thing can hit like a truck if it decides to run a bandit set, even a life orb set, coiled dragon dance set, one of the three, anything like that. Awful. Darmanitan. Now we played Cooper 2 weeks ago. We played Cooper with Darmanitan. Cooper dropped Darmanitan into free agency, and actually before this matchup, before the Volcarona trade went through, I was dropping Entei for Darmanitan, but there was like, well, I might get it depending on this, Tom might get it on this, so I was like, you know what, I'm not going to play on, I'm not going to bank on this. I said I'm going to get secure with the Volcarona trade, but he does have the Darmanitan. Darmanitan, as I've said before, very powerful mana, 140 base attack with access to sheer force, 95 base speed, very solid speed tier. Rocks are going to be very crucial this game against things like Thundy T, against things like Darmanitan. Excuse me. That's Darmanitan, Thundy T. Yeah, chip damage on things that want to come in and out, because he does have a, he has a Rapid Spinner in the form of Hitmonlee, and he has a Defogger in the form of Shiftry. Shiftry, 100 base attack, has access to Leaf Blade and Sucker Punch, which take out two of my walls, which you'll see here in a second. So very careful mon I need to look out for. Gardevoir, very powerful mon, 125 special attack, 80 speeds here. Not too crazy in the speed tiers, but it does have access to run things like Choice Scarf. It can run Trick. It can be a supportive set with Will-O-Wisp. It can set up Wishes. Very well built team. I really like Tom's team. I don't know if necessarily it would fit my playstyle, but looking at it on paper, it has a lot of synergy behind it. Taking out walls is going to be the hardest thing, is just breaking down these walls and then being able to take through and sweep up the rest of his team. So let's start off really quickly here. This is, I wanted to bring this right out the gate. The first week we had it, we've got Insect Queen, the Volcarona here. She is running Charty Berry, Flame Body, Sub, Quiver Dance, Fire Dance, and Giga Drain. 44 in HP, 212 special attack, 252 max special defense, Calm Nature. Why am I running this? So, max special defense with 44 HP. Porygon 2 can quite literally never break my sub unless he has HP Rock or a lot of special attack investment, which would then sacrifice the bulk that he has to have. So I can substitute up on Porygon 2, start going for Quiver Dances. At +2, if I can get up to +2, I start doing tremendous things to his team. Fiery Dance does have a 50% chance to raise my special attack by 1 stage. Giga Drain for the recovery. I was debating Roost, but then Vaporeon kind of walls this set completely. So I went with the Giga Drain over Fire Dance. Nothing too crazy to say here. I do need chip damage off. Rocks is going to be really nicely, but not too much once to take a +2 or a +3 Fiery Dance, even a Giga Drain at that point. So the plan is to kind of weaken everything down, get hazards up, have Volcarona come in on the Porygon 2 and start setting up. Next up here, my Darmanitan check, Slowbro. Rocky Helmet, Regen, Scald, Ice Beam, Slack Off, and Yawn. Max HP, max defense, 4 in special attack, Bold Nature. Scald obviously for stab, Scald hits Nidoqueen super effectively. Scald hits Darmanitan super effectively. Scald gets burns off on Zygarde and Hitmonlee. Scald gets burns on Porygon 2. Scald gets burns. I didn't want to run Toxic. I wanted damage, and I wanted the residual damage of a burn. Ice Beam hits Thundurus T super effectively. Ice Beam also hits Nidoqueen super effectively. It's good damage on the on his frailer mons like Azelf and Hitmonlee. It OHKOs Zygarde Doggo. It does huge damage to Shiftry. Slack Off for the recovery in case, for whatever reason, I'm able to get in and I predict a switch. I can slack off. I don't want to rely specifically just on the Regenerator ability because we will be taking huge chip damage from things like Darmanitan. Yawn forces switches, which is what I need. If I can get hazards up, force those switches with Yawn, I will be able to take advantage of the chip damage. I'll go for a Yawn, switch out, get my Regenerator boost. Someone takes a hit. He's not going to want to stay in and have something put to sleep, so that continues to put momentum in my effort if I can predict which Mon he'll want to switch out into after the Yawn goes off. Nothing too crazy right there. Serena is here for Volcarona support this week. Serena has the Light Clay, Queenly Majesty ability, Light Screen, Synthesis, U-Turn, and Rapid Spin, max HP, max special defense, just a little bit in defense to help out with things like Zygarde Doggo. I did want to run dual screens, however, so here's what we discussed, was that Light Clay was obviously the item here to make sure screens are up as long as possible, helps for Volcarona to be able to set up. Light Screen was much more important because there's a lot more specially attacking offensive mons that could take advantage of or do damage to the Volcarona. He does have the physical mons, but I'm not staying in on those because all of his physical mons have access to Stone Edge, and even with the Charty Berry, it's going to hurt. Charty Berry is there as a last-ditch effort if I can OHKO and he goes for something. Synthesis for the recovery. Light Screen, I wanted Synthesis over Reflect. Thundurus T does have this thing. It does hold Thundurus T in a certain check nicely, outside of Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb and U-Turn. So I wanted Synthesis for the recovery. Being able to keep my walls nice and healthy is something that I'm a big fan of. U-Turn for slow switching momentum. Rapid Spin for being able to get rocks away. He does have Stealth Rockers in the form of Azelf and Nidoqueen, and his Nidoqueen can also set up Toxic Spikes. So we're able to Rapid Spin those away. I was debating Tentacruel, but Tentacruel didn't really check Darmanitan as well as I needed to. Slowbro also takes on Zygarde Doggo more than I needed to, and 1,000 Arrows will definitely destroy Tentacruel in this case. So I was like, no, not Tentacruel this week, because then Tentacruel could obviously just absorb the Toxic Spikes. Next up here, we've got Crocodile, Choice Scarf, Intimidate, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Knockoff, and Beat Up. 164 HP, 252 max attack, 4 defense, 4 special defense, 84 in speed, Adamant Nature. Like I said, rocks are going to be really important because the Thundy, the Darmanitan, all the switching that he has access to. If he has a Hitmonlee and he brings it for the Rapid Spin support, I've got Slowbro that just comes in. He switches out, I click Yawn, I keep the momentum in my favor. Earthquake, obviously for stab, it's going to do tremendous damage on Nidoqueen. Obviously does huge hits to Vaporeon, Porygon 2. Zygarde Doggo is very frail. It has 71 defense, 54 in HP, so, and it's not going to want to take an item in Earthquake. Knockoff to get rid of items. Beat Up, so he hasn't brought Azelf yet. If he does bring Azelf, I'm going to lead with Crocodile. I'm leading with Crocodile in almost every situation. I'm going to go for the Beat Up because it is, it will be able to break a Sash. If he brings like a Sash, Suicide, lead Azelf in this case because rocks do a number to my team, especially with the Volcarona pickup, Tornadus, few mons weak 2 Stealth Rocks, which is why we have Serena with Rapid Spin support this week. Intimidate to force the switch. I don't want him to think that I'm scarfed in any way, shape, or form. So I'd like to be able to give him that safe sense security because after chip damage, Earthquake or Knockoff OHKO hit like the majority of his mons. If I can get chip damage off in Vaporeon, Porygon 2, Earthquake's doing a tremendous amount of damage. I don't want him to think that I'm scarfed. I want him to think I'm like a bulkier set. And I do have a bit of bulk behind me. As you can see, 164 in HP, bring me up to a total of 191 HP in general. Very nice. The 4 in defense and special defense, obviously, because level 50s, we don't want EVs to go to waste. And Choice Scarf with 84 in speed, we are outspeeding the Azelf, like I said. I could run Jolly and put like a max HP, max attack set, but the damage rolls didn't really matter too much. There was nothing that I really wanted that bulk for, because 9 times out of 10, if he is able to fire off a hit faster than me, there's no sense in having the bulk, because he'll be able to 2-hit KO me anyways. So, next up here, really, what does MV say? Style points? Style points? Style points. Tornadus Therian, Kazajan, Rockin', Charcoal, Regenerator ability, Roleplay, Knockoff, Hurricane, and Heatwave. 36 in HP, 4 defense, 4 special defense, 212 speed, max special attack, timid nature. Let's just kind of break down the speed really quickly. We'll start from the bottom, work our way up. 212 timid, 184, we are outspeeding Azelf, we are outspeeding Zygarde Dog. 4 in special defense and a defense brings us to a total, because I'm pretty sure even if I did this. Yeah, so I want an odd number HP for coming in on rocks, just in case they are up. Don't want to, you know, obviously utilize all your EVs. Don't let anything go to waste. So 4 in defense, 4 in special defense, max special attack, the rest in HP just for bulk. Again, working our way up. Heatwave. Heatwave is going to be able to hit Celesteela. We also do have a chance to burn things such as Porygon 2, Hitmonlee, Zygarde, super effective damage on the Shift Tree. We're able to get burns off, but it is there just so Celesteela does not sit in front of this thing. Hurricane, very powerful stab move. Tornadus has been really, really good with the Hurricane so far this season. Gonna be able to hit. It OHKOs a lot of bonds actually with this. I mean, 252 special attack, a stab Hurricane. Not really much wants to take it outside of like Porygon 2 or maybe even Celesteela. Knockoff is going to be nice just to get items off. He switches out feeling comfortable, able to knock off things like the Eviolite, able to knock out things like the Shed Shell on Celesteela from my Nexmon, things like that. Roleplay. Crimson. What is Roleplay Tornadus Therian going to do? So, if he's not a choiced Thunderous set, if he's Life Orb and feels very safe going for a Thunderbolt on this thing, I outspeed, go for Roleplay, I take his Bolt Absorb, and all of a sudden all he can hit me with is like, what, HP Ice? Or if he's Specs and not Scarf, and he's just thinking like, oh, I can just keep firing off Thunderbolts, I Roleplay, he's locked into that. It's going to be really nicely just because a Scarf Thunderous Therian is what I do anticipate him to bring. But if he does not, or if he locks himself into anything else, I can Roleplay that. Get rid of that thing. Roleplay is just in the case scenario he does not bring a Scarf Thunderous Therian, because other than that, it just blows this thing back. I mean, even if I brought Wakanberry, I couldn't turn around and OHKO it. So, that's this set, little gimmicky, but I'm hoping it'll work out. If not, Roleplay is just kind of there. Knockoff, Hurricane, and Heatwave are the only moves that I need to use. Charcoal boosts the Heatwave by 20%, I want to say. 20%. Yeah. So 95. Let's open up the calculator really quickly. I'll tell you exactly how much that's going to do. So, we have a 95 base move. I mean, I could just probably do mental math because my calculator doesn't want to load. I want to run calcs with an actual calculator. Okay, Windows, don't work with me then. That's fine. Thank you. Alright, 95 times 1.2. All of a sudden turns into 114 power move, which is nice. Really nice considering Hurricane is what, also 110? So, yeah. So, Hurricane and Heatwave are both putting out about the same amount of damage outside of the fact that Hurricane stab. But I'm looking forward to this thing being able to do well. I got to whittle down the walls a little bit. If he's not a Scarf Thunderous, that'll be really nicely as well. Regenerator ability pairs in very nicely with Slowbro. I do have U-turning from our Serena here. And then our last mon, Magneton, Valkyrian, rocking the Eviolite, Magnet Pull ability, Magnet Rise, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power, Ice. 68 special attack, 252 special defense, 188 speed, timid. Okay, so very interesting set here. Again, Celesteela does wall a bit of our team. However, I do have this thing to trap Celesteela. However, he could have Shed Shell, which is why I've got 2 knockoff users just in case he is running Shed Shell. I'm able to knock that thing off. Let's start away. We're gonna start away at the bottom, work our way to the top. 188 speed, timid. What does that outspeed? I outspeed a max speed Celesteela by 1 point. Who would run max speed Celesteela? I don't know. It's league format. Some people could want to run that. So, planning for that, I do outspeed it by 1 point, and I can go for Magnerized. Celesteela does have access to Earthquake, does have access, obviously, HP Ground, shit like that. So, I'd anticipate him to run Earthquake, obviously. I outspeed, go for a Magnerise. He goes for the EQ, realizes he can't touch me. I do eat a Fire Blast from a Celesteela with Eviolite with this max special defense. The rest of it in special attack, just so my attacks do well. Magnerise will also be good for things like Nidoqueen if we do outspeed this thing. Go for Magnerise. He can't touch us outside of something like Superpower, Focus Blast, something like that. Nidoqueen doesn't get Focus Blast, does it? I don't know. Superpower. Anyways, Magnerise will be good for that because it does nerf one of our 4x weaknesses, or our 4x weakness. Leaves us with our 2x weaknesses of Fire and Fighting. Thunderbolt and Volt Switch. Thunderbolt obviously able to do damage to Vaporeon, able to do damage to Celesteela, things like that. Hidden Power Ice, other than we needed Hidden Power Ice to hit the Thundy T. Hidden Power Ice also Oko, Zygarde, Doggo, because again, it is a very, very frail mon. Very, very frail mon. So that's pretty much going to be our team this week, guys. Like I said, we're going up against Tom and the San Jose Sharpedos. If you guys have enjoyed this team builder, be sure to leave a like on this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on the team, as well as what you expect Tom to bring in the comment section down below. Let me know. I want to know all you guys' thought process and all that. Tomorrow's battle will be up. It will be a live comm match. I know you guys have been digging those, so I look forward to bringing that to you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for the support in the GBA this season. It really means the world to me. I want to remind you to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to you guys soon. Later.